It's so windy.
The sound of a shipyard and wind.
It's crazy windy, guys. Like the boat's moving a lot. The enclosure looks like it's gonna rip right off.
It's not going to though.
And there's a big howling coming from over there. I don't know. It's weird. It's spooky.
It is.
Last time on Sailing Balachandra, I isolated the core in my windlass mounting piece and began rebuilding and servicing my windlass.
We have decided to start up a Patreon account, finally.
It's been a year since we started making these videos. Over a year now. It's come a long way. I think maybe it's about time to look into Patreon. Up until now, we've been shooting all of our videos on cell phones. I know a lot of channels out there have some really nice high-end equipment. We don't have any of that right now.
Nothing. We don't have a drone. We don't have a GoPro. What else are we missing?
We need better microphones. We're using these little lapel mics right now, and they're working out pretty good, but I'd like to get a nice studio microphone for when we're doing our voiceovers and stuff. There's just so much opportunity to bring you guys documentary level filmmaking, dynamic shots that we couldn't get before, especially with the drone. GoPro will be able to do action shots and do underwater shots. And if we're going to be making these YouTube videos full time and bringing them to you guys, we really should be documenting this in the highest quality possible that we can for you. And also, in order to upload all our videos, we're going to need a good Wi-Fi connection. And I know a lot of the channels out there have an Iridium Go. So what we're saying basically is a big portion of the money that you guys contribute to our Patreon account is going to go right back into these videos.
It's like having a part-time job making these videos, yo.
Yeah, that's right.
Our channel is done voluntarily. We enjoy doing it. It does take time and patience in order to bring you like the quality of videos that you're used to seeing.
For us, crowdfunding enables us to do this. And right now we're only making maybe on average one every 2 weeks, but when we're doing this full time, we'll be able to bring you at least a video a week, if not more.
Yeah.
And now, let's get back to that windlass project. This is where I removed the gasket on the gearbox, and I've already removed the gasket from the cover here, and that's ready to go. So I'm just going to clean up the gasket on this side, and once it's clean, I'll be able to put the cover back on with a new seal. This is gasket making material, which is kind of like a rubber seal, and so what I have to do here is just cut a custom seal for this gasket, and as you can see, I've already done that. To create the template, I just pressed the cover down on this gasket material like this, which gave me a circle, and then I was able to form the shape. And I've had this old hole punch here for punching belts and things like that, and that came in handy for making the holes for the bolts. So here it is, the gasket is on and everything's done. Sealed up pretty good. I had to add some extra gear oil as well, just for the stuff that came out when I started this job, but as you can see, it's sealed up really good and I'm pretty happy with this. Okay, so I've got to deal with these bolts here. These are the main electrical connections for the windlass. As you can see, I've cleaned these up pretty good with a wire brush and some steel wool and stuff. These threads aren't in great shape. This one, they're pretty much gone. On this one, they're partially gone, but possibly usable. And on this one, it's actually not too bad. It looks pretty good. So I'm going to be hitting this with a tap and die kit and cleaning up as best I can. I'm going to reduce the diameter of this bolt and then re-tap new threads on that bolt so that I can use a new smaller nut and reconnect the electricity to this, and then it should be fine. This is my tap and die kit, and this is the die that I'm going to be using to tap new threads onto the bolt. Before you start cutting new threads, it's important to apply some sort of lubricant, and the required lubricant for steel is lard. When you're tapping a bolt, you go slow, about a quarter turn at a time, and you continually have to back turn just to clear the die so that it can make new cuts. And there we go, all done. Brand new threads, check it out. I've done my very best to clean up all the old paint, and I've sanded all this metal down, and I used some mineral spirits to clean the surface. It's time to paint. Okay, so I waited 24 hours, I applied a second coat, then waited 24 hours and applied a third coat, and I think I'm ready to reassemble the Windlass. Here's the motor cover ready to go on, and here are the top side pieces that go above deck. I've spray painted these just to give them a little extra protection. Hey guys, so as you can see, my Windlass is mounted back onto the mounting piece. Just show you what I got done. So I put 3 coats of paint on the Windlass itself, put a new rubber thingy, I don't know what these are called, but to protect the wires and keep the water out of there. I used butyl tape on these 2 screws to preserve the seal here so that water doesn't get in. I was able to reuse this rubber seal that goes around the cap. It was in good shape, so it's back on there. And so everything seems to be pretty good on this side. And flip it around, just show you this side. So I've added some paint on these aluminum pieces. And I ordered a new seal from Lumar for the shaft because the old one was pretty much toast. And I've got this all bedded down with butyl tape because the old seal was just a foam washer, and that didn't last very long. So this butyl tape should keep all the rain and seawater out of it all and do a good job. So all done, ready to mount it back in the boat.
Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed our video, please don't forget to subscribe. Leave us a like or a comment below. We do enjoy reading those. Thanks.
See ya. God damn, it's windy. It's so windy.